If you're watching that game and you're a fan of the 49ers who have high expectations this year, at what point in it did you think to yourself, you know what? We took the wrong quarterback. If we had taken the other guy at number 3, things might have looked different.
I think there were points last year you thought it, but yesterday watching that game, it had to be an overwhelming feeling. When Justin Fields spins out of the pocket and finds a guy, Anthony Pettis, across the field, and that turns into a touchdown. When he throws the touchdown to Equanimeous St. Brown, and then you see Trey Lance not being able to figure it out, not running the ball particularly well or using his athleticism well in what was a nasty game when athleticism can help, but also throwing the interception to Eddie Jackson, in which was simply just a one hole, right, or one robber, and he makes the play because he's eyeing down number 2. All of those things make you feel like, okay, one, when is it going to click, and when is it ever going to click? And I said this, if you were going to draft a guy with upside, I'm going to take the guy that's 4'4" over the guy that's 4'6". I'm going to take the guy that was a former All-American high school baseball player that could throw the football through a wall and push it down the field before I take the guy who threw the least passes in the draft class at North Dakota.
Right.
And so I think when you look at all those things and you see those guys side by side in a game where doing things outside the X's and O's was going to help you win, and the other dude did it more, you say, man, that's the one we should have gotten.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. And if you are talking upside, give me the guy with the more arm talent.
Yeah.
Clearly, Justin Fields has a hell of a lot better arm, than Trey Lance, and who's more mobile. And the athleticism's not even close. So what did they do?
That's the crazy thing to me, though, right? Like I thought even watching the film, and obviously playing North Dakota State, like you're not playing the best talent. Everybody keeps saying Josh Allen. Hell no.
Hell no, that ain't Josh Allen.
know,
That ain't even close to Josh
Look,
Allen.
and Justin Fields, I don't want to overreact to one game. And Fields has been placed. If you put Fields in the situation that Lance has been placed in, who knows where he'd be right now.
Right.
But let's just add to the things you're saying. This guy did it at Ohio State. He did it against Michigan. He did it against Clemson in the Final Four. I mean, this is a guy who was the leader when the Big Ten wasn't going to play. Justin Fields, remember during COVID, he's the one who started the whole thing, and everyone followed him. So he has demonstrated everything you could want. The Justin Fields falling in the draft is one of the stranger phenomena we have seen in a really long time. This is a great example of people talking themselves out of the obvious, and just maybe he's got the right coaches now.
Well, absolutely. But what they did, the reason he fell was because he transferred, obviously, the number 1 kid in the country when he came out of high school, right?
Yep.
He ends up going to Georgia, then transfers. He also transferred in high school. So I think a lot of that, sometimes you can know too much.
Yeah.
Right.
And maybe that factored into it. I don't know. But I was shocked when Trey Lance was taken over Justin Fields. I thought Mac Jones, the reason he wasn't taken, because he doesn't have the ceiling. Yeah. You know, he's got a high floor, but a very low ceiling.
The thing about it, too, though, Greeny, is this. When I look at a quarterback, I want to see what you can do despite what we provide for you. The Chicago Bears have done the least for Justin Fields amongst all the quarterbacks that were drafted last year. He didn't hang his head. When Nick Bosa was getting to him and sacking him, he wasn't fussing at the lineman on the sideline. He wasn't a guy who said, you know what, I'm no longer going to try to win this game in these terrible conditions. He went out and he did more. When I watch a quarterback do that as a free safety, I am like Eddie Jackson said, man, let me make a play for this dude.
Right.
Like, if I make a play for this dude, we're in this, he's going to help us win. And I think building toward that is important. Now, we're going to come in here 1 week, and we're going to be like, man, Justin Fields was awful. Because the people he has around him aren't going to help him. But what we saw yesterday was a quarterback that has used last year as a learning tool to be a better quarterback and better leader in 2022.
Well, they're at Green Bay next week, and that game suddenly feels a little different. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.